Hello again. In the last week, Keir Starmer has first fallen out with the Americans by refusing to let them use air bases in this country and Diego Garcia to fly bombing missions. This prompted harsh words from President Trump. Now, he is allowing heavy bombers to launch attacks on Iran from RAF Fairford in Gloucestershire, and so infuriates Muslims and left-wing members of the Labour Party. He has, in fact, alienated everybody by his feeble approach and his dramatic U-turns. I'm reminded of an old story which I first heard many years ago in the Middle East. A king sent his servant to the market to buy some fish. Well, the servant went and he came back with fish which was actually bad. It was off. And the king was so angry that he gave his servant a choice. He could either be whipped, he could eat the bad fish himself, or he could pay for it out of his own pocket. So trying to avoid, trying to find the the easiest way out of it, the servant first said that he would be whipped for the offence. But after a few strokes, he started squinting, said, no, I'll eat the fish. He started to eat the bad fish, but it was so disgusting that he couldn't, and he had to stop. And it said that he would pay for it instead, with the result that he was both whipped and had to eat the bad fish and had to pay for it as well, which reminds me very much of the position that Keir Starmer has found himself in. To begin with, when America and Israel attacked a Muslim country, he was terrified of losing any Muslim votes, as well as having left-wing members of the Labour Party on his back. So he stood up to the Americans and refused to allow them to launch any attacks from bases on British territory. This infuriated the Americans, of course, and caused Trump to compare him unfavourably with Churchill. Now he's changed his mind, and today heavy supersonic bombers landed at RAF Fairford, from which they will now be bombing Iran. Not only that, but the RAF are now flying missions defending Israel from Iran. As a result of this, everybody on the left now despises Keir Starmer, and he just lost the rest of the Muslim vote to the Green Party. He has too shown himself to be a man with no real principles, turning aimlessly in the wind like a weather vane, pointing first this way and then that, according to which direction the wind is blowing. A man of genuine principle might have ended up being distrusted and held in contempt, either by the Americans or by the Muslims. It takes a rare talent for weak-mindedness and indecision to manage to become loathed by both of them in the space of a few days, which is why he reminds me of the servant in that little parable.